What's happening everyone, my name is Alex and welcome back to a new unboxing video. For today I have a very interesting phone. I have the Elephone U Pro, and this phone has the potential of changing the phones that we are gonna see in the future from China, because as we all know, Chinese manufacturers like following trends. So this phone is using a Snapdragon CPU, it's using the Snapdragon 660, so I'm hoping that in the future we are gonna be able to see some more manufacturers from China using Snapdragon CPUs. So aside from that CPU, we have 6 gigs of RAM, 128 gigs of internal storage. The phone has a 6-inch screen, which is also an AMOLED screen, and we also have Android 8. And with that being said, let's get this box open and check out the phone. Alright, so the phone comes in a good looking box. On the front we see the brand name, and here we can see Elephone design, and turning this around we can see some of the specifications, but we already know most of the specifications. So on the back we have two 13 megapixel cameras. So this phone isn't exactly cheap. I mean, to buy this phone you're gonna have to spend somewhere around $450, and for $450, well, you can buy a lot of phones these days. So the phone is right here, and let's see what else we get in the box here. So I'm assuming we have a USB-C cable, and in here we have a USB-C to a 3.5mm audio jack. We also have a USB-C cable, and it looks like a regular sized USB-C cable. And what else do we have in here? Well, we have the power adapter, and this is gonna be a fast charger as well. So definitely a fast charger. What else do we have in here? Probably a case, which is gonna be great to have. So we have the user manual right here. We have the case, which as I said, it would be difficult to find otherwise. We have a screen protector and a SIM card tray ejection tool. Alright, so let's leave all that aside and let's check out the phone. Wow, so this feels just like a Samsung Galaxy S8, the same feeling when you pick it up. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove these plastics, if I can. Wow, and look at that back. So on the back here we have glass, and this is also Gorilla Glass 5 if I remember correctly. We also have the fingerprint scanner right there, the two 13 megapixel cameras that I mentioned earlier, and the back looks absolutely gorgeous, but as you can probably see, every single time you touch it you're gonna leave a fingerprint. But it does look exceptionally good. The frame is made out of metal as well. On the right hand side we'll find the power button and the volume keys, and they're placed in about the same spot as on the Samsung Galaxy S8. At the top we have the slot for the SIM card, and nothing on the left. On the Samsung device we would find that Bixby button. And lastly at the bottom here we have the microphone, the USB-C port and the speaker. On the front we have an 8 megapixel camera, and of course the speaker right there at the top. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn this on. I'm very curious to see how this screen looks. I'm gonna set up the phone and I'll come back. Alright, so it took me a couple of minutes to set this up. So first of all I can see that we have NFC, and then the screen. The screen looks just as good as you'd find on a flagship device from Samsung or anything like that. So the screen looks absolutely gorgeous, and the way the phone feels in hand, it just doesn't feel like any other Chinese phone that I tried in the past. We also have real edges, like the screen actually curves, because with most Chinese devices just the glass curves, but with this one the screen underneath the glass curves as well. So a very good looking screen for sure. I also like the fact that this is running something very close to stock Android, and we actually have Android 8 running on this device. And if I would be to compare this to my Samsung device, well, this is running Android 7. So a Chinese device that has a more updated version of Android, which sounds kind of funny. There is also an update available, and of course I'm gonna have to do that update before I do anything else, because I plan on using this phone as my daily driver for a few days, just so I can get a better feel for it. So the settings app looks very close to stock Android, no changes here, and I'm very happy to see that, because with a lot of Chinese manufacturers they usually put their own skin on top of Android, and that slows down the phones. If we swipe left, we basically go to the Google Assistant or Google Now. So we'll turn this on. And of course we can change those navigation buttons at the bottom from the software, but I'll have to look and see where that option is hiding. I want to show you some wallpapers just so you can appreciate the screen more. Now I'm not sure if you can see how good the screen looks through the camera, but it does look exceptionally good, and probably one of the best screens that I've seen from any Chinese device in the past year or so. I could probably even compare this with the screen that we have on the OnePlus 5T. I've also set up the fingerprint scanner, so the fingerprint scanner is sitting on the back there, and it's sitting in the right spot, like in the spot where Samsung should have had it on the S8. So you touch it and it takes half a second to turn the screen on, but it seems to be accurate pretty much every single time you touch it. So definitely not the quickest out there, but it is quicker than a lot of Chinese phones that I've seen in the past few months. I want to check out the cameras quickly as well, so let's turn the camera around towards myself. So on the front we have an 8 megapixel camera. So let's check out that picture. So the picture does look quite good. Look at all that detail in there. So the front facing camera, it does look quite good, but let's turn the camera around. Let's get something here. And since we have two cameras on the back, of course, we should be able to get some cool looking pictures with that bokeh effect. But I'm gonna try the bokeh effect outside, because here I have a lot of lights pointing at the device and so on. So I'm not sure if it will take the best pictures. So let's do that. This is the bokeh effect. But again, I have so much light pointing at the phone. I'm not being fair to it, and I wanna experience this much more. But the edge detection seems to be fairly good, even with all those lights that I have pointing at the device. But as I said, I'm gonna have to try that outside. And this is a picture that I took just with the regular 13 megapixel camera on the back. So far the cameras do seem quite interesting and decent for the most part. Of course, I have to check them out and see how they do in low light and so on, but I'll cover all of that for the full review. Alright, so on the Geekbench 4 we get a multi-core score of about 5700 and a single core score of about 1600. Here we can see Android 8, we also see the Snapdragon 660 and the 6 gigs of RAM. And on the Antutu benchmark we get a score of about 138,000, which is quite impressive for a Chinese phone. So for the first impressions, the phone looks very good and much better than I was expecting. I mean, it feels just like a Samsung Galaxy S8 in hand, and to be honest, I wasn't expecting to see anything like this from a Chinese manufacturer anytime soon. So I'm gonna start using this phone as my daily driver from now on, and of course I'm gonna do some speed tests between this phone and other devices, because I'm very curious to see how fast this phone is. Alright guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did like it, press that like button, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.